biggest red flag is my detachment. Once I get an
Um,
ick, once I think grosses me out, I'm out.
yeah.
I'm done. I cut off any really feeling for that whole relationship, for that whole other person. And I feel really bad because I've had instances where I would just have a thought of
Mhm.
let's say I was talking to this guy, it's happened before. I was talking to him and we were really good, together. He was super sweet, sweetest guy. And I thought about him one night and I thought about him picking his nose and wiping it on the wall. And I got so grossed out that I cut it off that next morning. I self-sabotaged like a motherfucker. That is my red flag right there.
Welcome back to episode 3, everyone, of To Kill Myself. We are back with another edition. This time, it's been a week since the last one, of course, and it's felt like the longest week ever. I feel like so much has happened. We'll get into that in a little bit. Just, yeah, how's your week been, Emmy? How's it going?
Well, it's been a long week, I feel, since the last episode. It's been interesting. A lot of really weird shit has happened.
Yeah, I agree
How
with
has
that.
your week been? How has it been?
Besides like the weird stuff, just a almost normal week. I spent the weekend going to a wedding, which I'll talk about in a bit in detail.
Mhm.
And then yeah, it's been it's so weird to say that like we're already past the halfway point of September. That
I know.
it's already the
Where did the
20th.
time go? Where did time go?
Yeah,
It's going
we
too fast.
we started this podcast the first week of September, and now next week is the last week of
Mhm.
September. So pretty interesting to say the least.
What are you drinking today?
Um, Today I am drinking, unfortunately, a White Claw. Passion fruit. I don't know why they keep switching out the
Oh,
flavors of
White Claws. Oh.
I don't know why they keep switching out the flavors for White Claw, but um they put passion fruit in this one, so I've never had it, so I'm drinking it first. I I also have watermelon, which I'm keeping in my hydro cup, which is for
Mhm.
beer. It keeps it super cool. Shout out
Mhm.
Hydro Flask. If you could sponsor us one day, it would
Please
be great.
sponsor us because I use a Hydro Flask on the daily.
Literally every day.
Mhm.
What do you got there? What are you on?
I'm drinking the real seltzers, but I hate the taste of seltzer, so I have this mango rim dip. It's so good. It tastes like candy. It
Yeah.
makes everything taste so much better. But I think these are local to Austin. I don't really know.
Yeah, I haven't seen that brand, but it looks good.
Ugh, I think it tastes
Seltzer.
horrible.
Nice.
Alrighty.
What was I gonna
So,
say? Um, so the last two podcasts, I've been like, I don't know, super like nervous. I don't know why, but
got some heavy topics going.
that didn't help. But um, yeah, I've had a whole bottle of wine both times, and I felt like super buzzed off it. So like this
Mhm.
time, I'm like, it's episode 3, like
Let's,
we're past the hump. Like
yeah,
it's
we're
just
chilling.
relax, have a little seltzers, and have a
Mhm.
good time.
So, on this episode, we are saying cheers to the undateable and to those that are dateable and happily married, which gets us into the episode. How's your weekend? You went to a wedding, right?
Yeah. So um, we'll go back to the beginning. It's been 9 years they've been dating, and I've known them.
Holy.
I've known them since that time they started dating.
Mm,
I was in eighth grade; they were freshmen, and it's just crazy to see their growth throughout the years. Like,
that is insane.
yeah, like once they hit like 2 years, I could just tell like they were gonna be together forever. And this weekend was the one where they finally committed to that, which was great.
Yeah.
It happened in the town where I went to university in Flagstaff, Arizona. Beautiful town. Um, the venue, like, oh my god, it's to die for. Like, um, do I have it? If I have it real quick, I will pull it up.
Yeah, of course. I love a good venue. Was it indoors or outdoors?
It was outdoors, which was like
Mm,
super nice about it. Um,
I love outdoor venues, but it's also like, what if it rains? What if there's a tornado? Like, what if there's an earthquake? What if I die?
yeah, like
So kind of scary.
oh yeah, terrifying because there has been heavy monsoon in the area.
Uh-oh.
Um, and it's kind of been messing everything up.
Mhm.
But actually, I'm not going to show it. I'm too scared to mess everything up. But just believe me when I say it was beautiful. The weather was great, and yeah, thankfully no rain. But um, it was just super nice going back to that town. Um, the thing that sucked though, we'll get into it a little bit later. It's like 7,000 feet the elevation,
Oh no.
so it's
Like, oh, I feel like my ears would like feel muffled that whole time.
Mhm. I feel like my body's used to it. I used to drive like back and forth between there and Phoenix like every 2 3 weeks,
Mhm.
so I'm used to that part. But like definitely the out of breathness got to me
Yeah.
at some point, and then yeah, when they got married, it was just beautiful. They got married by his uncle, and he said some really nice things about their relationship throughout the years, and I thought it was like perfect because like to
9
me,
years.
yeah, to me, like at a wedding, I don't want it to be like too like religious and all this stuff,
Mhm.
um, all these prayers and stuff. I just rather it be like a celebration of the couple, and that's
Yeah.
totally what
Instead
it
of like
was.
a forced tradition that we're doing this because by
God
law
needs us
or
to.
like God needs us to. Like there's nothing wrong with that. If that's your beliefs, that's your beliefs. I respect that. But like for
Hmm.
me, not that I'd ever get married. We get into that later too.
Yeah.
But like not that I'd have a fucking marriage like ceremony, but I think like it'd be better that way.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was just super nice. Yeah, we're in like this backdrop of the woods behind them, the little like altar thing, and then us, and yeah, super nice. It only took like 30 minutes, which was nice too. They said their vows, then the I do's and everything, and it was really nice. I like
Oh.
the cutest part was like, and it got me too, is that like as everyone's walking up, I see him in the corner, and he already has like a tear. Like he's just like
Oh.
the moment, just like it felt so real to him in that time, and I was like, I feel it too. Like it's crazy that after all that time, this is it.
Like it's like official, like you're bound by marriage.
Mhm.
Like that is if I did get married and my husband didn't cry at the altar, I'd walk my ass back through those doors and I'd walk
Hmm.
back out because what the fuck?
Like I would hate that too because it's like that moment is everything. That's what
Mhm.
everything's built to, and you better be emotional. Yeah,
Yup.
yeah. Um,
Oh.
that happened. My friend was in the bridal party, so they took pictures after. But it was me and her boyfriend. Um, we we hung out together, and I was with her family too. But it was just
Yeah.
mainly me and him. And after the ceremony was cocktail hour. So basically, they had like
Mm.
like they had like seltzers, beers, two like little jungle juice things of like whatever, some rum punch,
Yeah.
and uh, it was unlimited bars. So I'm like, we're gonna take advantage of this, and that we
I would
did.
fuck up at least 2 6 packs of beer by myself if there's an open bar and I'm not paying.
Hmm.
I'm
No problem.
crawling out of that wedding.
Yeah, I wanted to too, because how it starts off is we get our first drink, and then we're like, all right, well, the line's already like 6 people deep. Let's chug it and then go again. So that's what we did for the first 2 rounds. Just kind of talked, took some pictures, hung out, and then I think we went like all together 8 times, and it was like the end of cocktail hour, and he was like, "I'm cutting you guys off. Like you guys have been here too much already," and we're like, "All right, whatever.
Mhm.
You're the bartender. Your rules." But it was still unlimited bar. So, oh my god, what? I forgot I don't have the thing.
Oh my gosh.
Let me just type real quick.
Oh,
Uh, um, Twitter when you get a second.
that's to me.
Okay, a little pause on the podcast real quick. Just a
Thank
little
you so
Matrix shout
much.
out.
That's the Matrix.
Shout
Next
out.
sips on you.
Mm-hmm. Cheers to that.
I
Cheers to Matrix. Um,
oh,
yeah, I know. So nice. Oh my god. Love that
holy
guy.
shit. W. Matrix, Matrix.
Uh-huh. From there, what happened? So the bartender's like, all right, you guys are cut off. We're like, okay, whatever. Dinner was about to start anyway. And we grab dinner, and then the full bar opens because like cocktail hour you couldn't get everything, so then the liquor came out, and then we're like, okay, now it's time to party because like they didn't have like the actual liquor ready, so
Uh,
unfortunately there was no shots, or else I would have got fucked up. But instead they like do like heavy drinks because they had a lot. So like I got a screwdriver and it was half orange juice, half vodka, and I was like stirring that hoe to like mix it in because it tastes like straight gasoline. But it was really great. Wait, did he do it
hmm.
again?
Matrix moment in chat.
Waitrix moment of the week, sponsored by
Who's sponsored?
HyperX. Um,
Holy shit.
I know he's going
Sponsored by
crazy.
Matrix. What are you talking
I
about?
know, I know. The Austin trip may be sponsored by Waitrix, I guess. But anyway, yeah, we get dinner, we grab like hard liquor drinks, and then we go back to the table. And I don't have a good picture of my fit, but everyone describes it as I looked like I was running for mayor. So
This is a good thing, right?
yeah, like
Like in a good way?
yeah,
Okay.
like in a
Okay.
formal way, like
Okay, okay.
this guy
Like
looks
you were
like he
dripped
would
the
run.
fuck out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I
Like you
was
look
like,
fancy.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, cool. I'm gonna run that as a bit. So I get to my table. Um, One of my friends who was also in the bridal party, her parents were there, and I hadn't met them ever. So I like go up to shake their hand, and I'm like, I'm Leo. I'm running for mayor. If I could secure your vote, that'd be much obliged. And I just ran it as a bit.
No fucking way.
Everyone, and they're like, "Oh my, I would vote for you." And I was like,
Just like, yeah, of course. Like, yeah. I see your name on that ballot. Like,
"Yeah,
yep, check.
circled, yep." And then
Oh my god.
I was running that the whole time. I wanted to give a speech because I was already a little fucked up. It had been an hour. I had 8 drinks, whatever. On my
Yeah.
ninth, I wanted to do a speech, but they said I would ruin the wedding if I did that. And it's for good reason I didn't, because their speeches were insane. Like, I think first up, who was first? I don't remember the order, but it was like both their parents, both sets of parents did speeches, and it was the dad's dad who like got to everyone because
Oh.
he was talking about how like they wanted to have another baby and that their son was a blessing to them, but they unfortunately couldn't have another kid, and they always wanted a daughter. And then they were like, when you guys
Oh.
met, when you guys met 9 years ago, we were like, this is it. Like she's like our daughter. Like we
Yeah.
accepted her as that since the
She's
beginning.
family.
Yeah, and it was just so like
That is so sweet.
I know.
Oh.
Everyone was like tearing up and stuff, and it was a good time. Um, yeah, that's those speeches were super good. So I'm glad I didn't make a fool of myself.
That is so sweet.
After that, also, of course, they had champagne. I had 2 glasses
Hmm.
because I was like,
I love champagne. It makes me feel so fancy. Like,
okay, it do be doing that, but
mm-hmm.
I hate champagne because it's so bubbly. Like I don't. It just I feel so bloated
Mm-hmm.
and all these burps, and I'm like, okay. But I had 2 glasses because I'm like I'm trying to get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And then after dinner, um, I get one more drink at the bar, and then it's time to dance. You know me.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh, I know you.
it's time to get down, and I get my drink. I always wait for like the first banger to play,
Uh-huh.
and then I go to the dance floor because I'm like the DJ can't disrespect me while I'm on the dance
Yeah.
floor. So I don't know what plays, but a song plays. I'm finally on the floor. I'm going off a little bit, and then, um, what's the song? Uptown Funk. I don't know why.
Oh.
I love Bruno Mars. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm like going off so hard, like footwork, everything. Um, and then after, like the elevation, the drinks, it all hit me, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, this is the second
Like,
song.
whoa.
This is the second song. I need to slow down. I go take a break already. I'm like, damn. I was pissed because I was like, this is my time. This is my time to shine. This is where I
Mhm.
shine. And then get some water. After that, I stopped drinking because I'm like, everything, I'm just going to be out of breath all night. I need to
Yeah.
celebrate this still. So I stopped drinking, have a lot of water. But I go back to the dance floor and like, I'm like catching my breath. It's not a problem anymore.
Mhm.
And the whole night, I'm just going off. Like, it's so funny. So at some point, some people went up to the bride and groom and they're like, "Did you pay this guy to like be an entertainer at your wedding?" And they're like, "No, that's just our friend Leo." And they like
Like,
were
he's just like
shocked.
that.
Yeah, like they were shocked. And everyone loved me. Like when I tell you I had like Puerto Rican wives in their 30s going up to me like, "Oh my god, you're Leo?" And they're just like, like they met like a legend in the town, and that
Mhm.
was me. And I would just be like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You want to dance?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm
Hell
dancing."
yeah.
So we danced to
Like the
like,
BBL aunties, like, hell yeah, I wanna dance with you.
yeah,
Like, come
yeah.
on.
I'm like popping off to Taylor Swift, popping off to Suavemente, popping off every
Mhm.
song. And it was just a fun ass time. Um
That sounds like fun.
Yes. Um, Kind of to the point of like the next topics. A lot of me is not being able to close once I have an entryway in.
Mhm.
And at this wedding, there were not a lot of single people. I noticed right away.
Uh-huh.
Literally everyone booed the fuck up. So I was like, damn,
Oh,
damn.
man.
It's like the one, I go to a wedding, no family, like it's just like
Uh,
a time
no
for me to
girl on your arm. Like,
it's a time for me to shine and there's just no one. Um
mhm.
and then there was this one girl, there like the only person I think that was single, that was a girl there. Um she was on the dance floor. She liked to dance, but like she had already like kind of expressed that she was like looking out at the groomsmen. And I was like, whatever. Like, let her have her try at that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I didn't make any moves or anything. I was just kind of, I was dancing, having fun with everyone. So that was a
Mhm.
really fun night.
That sounds like so much fun. I love going to weddings. I haven't been to like a wedding or like a quinceañera, any like venue parties in so long because like COVID kind of
Yeah.
like postponed a lot of that. I have
Hmm.
like a few weddings coming up like next year in the spring, but I'm so excited. Need a hot boyfriend to bring to them so all my primas could be pissed off because in reality, all I can secure is like sugar daddies and men who hate me for some reason.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next topic,
Yeah.
sugar daddies. So, have you ever had like a sugar mommy or anything?
No, I've never inquired.
You should definitely inquire because it's easy money. But they're all like a little weird. Like, I feel like
Oh yeah.
anybody in like that business, it's like sugar babies, it's different. But like these grown adults are so weird sometimes. Like, my freshman year of college, I got a sugar daddy thanks to a friend from high school. Her name's Paola, one of my best friends. Shout out to her. So I got a sugar daddy from her. Made made some good money out of it. And it was only like phone calls. So he'd call me, like we'd schedule phone calls and we'd sit there and talk about it. Like talk about anything he wanted. But he was also so weird. Like he used to
Yeah.
ask for like pictures of like the bottom of my feet
Oh yeah.
and like shit like that. And it's like insane to me that like somebody would be interested in like that they'd give me money for it. But it was easy money.
Yeah.
and I don't know, they all have, like, weird kinks. Like, the weirdest kink you could think about, like, he had this one thing, and I hate admitting to it now. He used to, like for me to pretend like I was, like, tiny, like, small, and he was, like, this big, giant robot. Like, I'm not even kidding, this is so embarrassing. But, like, he would like for me to pretend, and I'd have to sit there and, like, do it for, like,
Yeah, on the phone.
some $200 an hour.
That's
Like,
big money.
so, like, dude, and I was, like, a broke freshman, like, I was, like, freshly 18 though, which was, like, crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it was a little gross because this guy was, like, 30 something,
Oh, yeah.
like, but it's really whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like sugar daddies are also so quick to, like, wanna marry fast.
Oh, are
But then
they?
oh, yeah. Like, but they're like, "But, like, I still wanna have my other girls and blah, blah, blah," and it's, like, crazy. But I was like, "Girl, if you're gonna take me to, like, Rome or Greece, like, Imma do it.
Yeah.
Imma sit there and I'm gonna take it, like, I don't care personally."
Uh,
But it was, like, so weird. Like, I got, like, a good amount of money out of him. Like,
yeah.
I'm paid for my semester, was paying for my bills, was paying for, like, if I wanted to buy something, like, I was gonna buy it.
Yep.
He'd pay for my nails to get done, my feet to get done,
Yep.
like, as long as he got pictures, like, it did not matter. And so, I miss those days. I felt like I was so committed to him. It felt like he was so committed to me,
Aw.
which was, like, crazy.
Mhm.
I miss him sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we hadn't spoke since, like, February of 2020 until earlier this year. I was in a call with Elena, Jaden, and Ming, and I had done like a funny bit about something, and then I got a phone call from a number I didn't know. So I picked it up, and then they were like, "Oh, like if you stay on the phone, I'll give you $1,000." And I was like, "Huh?" And I hung up because I was terrified. Like, tell me that if you got that phone call, you wouldn't be scared.
I would hear it out. I wouldn't say anything until I heard it out. And if it was weird, I would hang out, but I would hear it out. I'd be like,
Uh-huh.
okay. I'd be like, I'm
It's
listening, but
like we're talking now. Like, what's up?
no, but
So
it makes sense though to hang up.
I was, like, scared because it was, like, 1 a.m. my time, I
Okay,
think.
that's
It
weird.
was
Yeah.
super late. It was, like, weird timing.
Yeah.
And so I pick up that phone call, and I hang it up. He calls me again, and he's like, "It's me, like, don't hang up."
Hmm.
And I was like, "Who are you?" And he's just like, "Do you remember me from, like, 2019, 2020?
Yeah.
No, I, like, paid you to talk to me on the phone and stuff." And I was like, "No way." His name was He liked to be called Mr. Martinez.
Senor Martinez.
Señor Martinez?
Hmm.
No, Mr. Martinez. Um, he liked to be addressed like that, and every time he talked to him, he'd address him as "Sir," "Mister," like, "Yes, sir," "No, sir," shit like that. It felt like I
Yeah.
worked a corporate job,
Yeah.
making nasty phone calls with a grown-ass man that was 10 years older than me. Anyhow, so I pick up and he's like talking to me and he's like, "Do you remember me?" And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, "Am I about to get paid?
Yeah.
Like, am I getting paid right now for this?"
Yeah.
So
C-
he's like, "If you find me other sugar babies, I am down to like pay you 1,000 for each." When I tell you I ate so good that month, I got him like four. Dude, I was putting in work.
like,
I was on twitter.com, like, "Anybody want a sugar daddy?" Like, the girls would hit me up, I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna send you his phone number." I give him descriptions of them, like, he isn't really picky, he just like a
yeah.
pretty face, and so but then I sent him, like, 5 girls, and he's like, "Okay, like, but I like them young," and at this point, I think he's, like, 30 to 40 now.
Yeah.
He's, like, 30 or
He's up
40.
there.
So, I was getting a little weirded out. I
Yeah.
was getting a little freaked out, and I was like, "Huh," and I was like, "You like them young, huh?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah." He's like, "If you can find them even younger, like, that'd be perfect." I was sending him girls that were, like, 18, 19, 20, because at the
No.
time, I was still 20, and so that's, like,
True.
the group of people that was, like, following me on Twitter, on, like, other social medias that I was friends with, and so I was like, "This is weird. This
Very.
is, like, awkward. And then he starts telling me like a bunch of shit and my mouth just drops because he was like, "Yeah, I got girls in Japan that are like," because you know the age of consent down there's like blah 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 14,
13,
13.
yeah.
And I felt disgusted. I felt sick to my stomach because he was like, "I have girls over there that I take care of that like, you know, nothing sexual. I just have them play with my feet or I'll play with their feet." And I was like, "Excuse me?
What?
That is disgusting." I felt so grossed out. I literally thought I was gonna throw up, like, in that moment, like,
Mhm.
and from there, I was like, "Okay, I am so done with this, like, that's disgusting." Like, I texted all the girls that I was, like, setting up with him, and I was like, "You need to, like, block his number and never talk to him, he's a weirdo." Like, I was like, "I'm gonna protect these girls now."
Mhm.
And so I got my money. I, like, got all the money from that. I sent the girls, like, a share of it because I was like, "I put you guys subject to this almost."
Yeah.
And it was so disgusting. I was like, "There is no way that this just happened." And I get paid. I like block his number. A few months later, I think it was like I had just moved into my current house.
Yeah.
Um, and I was having dinner with two of my friends, Emma and Laddie, and we just, I don't know, we were just talking, and I get a phone call, and I pick it up, and it's him again. And I thought I was gonna throw up.
Yeah.
I literally thought I was gonna die. And I blocked his number, and like he messaged me from another one, and I was like, I don't wanna talk to you, you're weird. Like,
That's
that is so disgusting.
so many numbers. That's ugh.
Yeah, like, I had to be like, "Actually, I have a boyfriend," like, if and he said like that, "I can't be doing this anymore," and he's like, "I'll pay you more," like, "Let me talk to him," and he was like, "Here, like, call him, like, I'll stay on the phone, I just won't say anything," and I was like, "No, that's disgusting." Like, I had to lie to him and, like, tell him I'm a boyfriend, even though
Mhm.
I'm probably one of the most undateable people out there.
Ooh. We
So I
going
was
there?
like, we're going there today. Which brings us to our next topic, our dateability.
Yeah.
I feel like we're both such how do I say this? Like particular people.
Mhm.
Like you've been in a really long relationship before. My longest relationship was probably with that sugar daddy, not even gonna lie to you.
That's crazy.
That's the
Yeah,
most I
that's right,
committed to a
huh?
man ever in my life.
Yeah.
Like, how would you describe yourself and like dateability? Like from 1 to 10.
Um, I feel like I don't know, cause like to me, I feel like I fit so many of the criteria that like, you know, women would want to have in a boyfriend,
Yeah.
but I feel like I just don't put myself out there enough with like many women, so I just don't
Hmm.
have like that chance ever. Like because I'm good friends with so many women that I just know so many things that I don't know. I feel like I should be, it should be not easy for me because dating, it's never
Dating is
easy.
so hard.
Yeah, but I just feel like I should be there. I never am. Well, recently, but I blame COVID a lot. But I feel
Mm,
like I don't know. I feel like it's whatever for me. I'll get there or I won't. And then,
yeah.
but for me, I'm like always in it for the long haul.
Mhm.
That's
So
how
you're one of
like I
those
am.
people that like date to marry or like date for the experience?
I feel like I'm already date to marry, even though I've only been in two long term relationships, which like half of those were in high school. So it's like, you know, am I really
That's
ready
all
to
you've ever
marry?
known.
But yeah, it's literally all I've ever known
Mhm.
for sure.
I feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, on like the dateability scale, I feel like I'm a 4. It's not because like I'm a bad person or like I'm a bad partner,
Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of the characteristics that like men are looking for, I do not fit. I feel like I'm like a good time temporarily and then like for the long haul, like I'm not probably the best option for them. Because I don't know. Like, depending on the person, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be an experience that probably gonna learn a lot from.
Mhm.
Probably not gonna marry this person. And usually I figure that in like 2 months into actually dating them.
Yeah.
Like I go in with the intention of something long term, But once I, like, figure out that this is probably not gonna work, it's like a short-term thing
Mhm.
officially. And, like, I usually tell them, I'll be like, "Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot we need to work on, that's gonna really affect how, like, the future for us."
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like I have a lot of red flags. Do you have a lot of red flags, like, personally speaking?
Um, I feel like a big one is just like communicating bad things in a relationship. Like when those red flags pop up, I like tend to ignore, and I just
Mhm.
kind of be like, it's whatever. No, we'll get past that, and then they we don't get past it, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh well, it's been here the whole time, and I'm just looking like a clown, not bringing it up and trying to fix things.
Mhm. But, like, do you have your own red flags, like, yourself?
Oh, um, I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's like that's a good question to me because whenever I think about it, I'm like, I don't know. I just like to have fun. I feel like I'm a non. I don't get in a lot of trouble. I feel like I'm a fine guy, but I'm sure there are things that people just don't like about me, and I just am oblivious to it. But to me, that's
Mhm.
like, I'm sure I'll think of something, especially if you say one. So, what
Do
are
you
your
think
red
you have an
flags
ego? Wait, do you think you have an ego when you're dating somebody?
when I'm dating someone?
Yeah.
Like, in what sense? Like,
Like, you're dating and you feel like you can't do anything wrong or that you do everything right?
um, I used to, but
Okay.
like since I've like analyzed or whatever, like I've known that hey, I did these things wrong, and this is what I should do better if I were to date someone else.
Mhm.
Um, oh, actually, one of my red flags that like I've barely kind of like am starting to like for sure
Recognize?
recognize is like I'm super, especially when I meet someone, I'm like super just like clingy and
Uh-huh.
like I
You
just
attach real quick?
yeah, like I don't know how to like play it cool.
Mhm.
I'm just like, well, I met this person. My only opportunity is to be like there and to impress as often as I can.
Mhm.
And a lot of people aren't like, great with that because
Mhm.
like I've met a lot of like cool, beautiful people over the last like year since COVID, ended or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm also not one to like make first moves. Like I'm very much a like play in the back court, wait things out, and then see if they do anything. Mainly because I'm a little bitch. I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to be like there are so many guys who are just so annoying to all these people already that I don't want to be seen as another annoyance.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't make like first moves. But then like when they, like kind of do stuff, I'm
Mhm.
like I'm just right there. I'm to
Yeah.
that clingy point. And then that's what I would say is like pretty bad about me. It's like I need to play it cool, not be like,
Yeah.
oh, let's already hang out and stuff or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. One time Mink told me, I tweeted about this recently. He told me, he was like, Emmy, I feel like you're the type of person to rush yourself
Oh
into a
yeah,
loveless marriage.
yeah,
And when he told me that, I was like, that is the most violent thing anybody's ever said to me. That literally felt like a hate crime. I was like, that is crazy, but he is so right.
yeah,
Because I wouldn't say I rush things, but I also attach really hard. But my
yeah.
biggest red flag is my detachment. Once I get an
Um,
ick, once anything grosses me out, I'm out.
yeah,
I'm done. I cut off any really like feeling for that whole relationship, for that whole other person. And I feel really bad because I've had instances where like I would just have like a thought of
mhm,
like, let's say I was like talking to this guy, it's happened before. I was talking to him and we were like really good, like together. He was super sweet, sweetest guy. And I thought about him one night and I thought about him like picking his nose and like wiping it on the wall. And I got so grossed out that I cut it off that next morning. I self-sabotage like a motherfucker. Like, that is my red flag right there.
Wait, after how long with that
I think it
person
was,
again?
like, 2 months of, like, talking. Yeah,
That yeah, that's tough.
it was a ick. Like, I will dream about them, like, being a cheater, like, it doesn't even matter if, like, they're actually a cheater or not, and I'll self-sabotage really hard,
Yeah,
and I will take away all those emotions I had for them and out the window. Like, I will not fucking care.
yeah.
Like, I'd be done with it. It's so horrible, cause then, like, I end up how I am right now, fucking alone
Mhm.
and isolated all the time and, like, chasing after men that don't want me, um, and so it, like, kinda hurts my feelings, cause
Yeah.
like, I feel like I'm a good partner. Like, I don't know.
Your
Like, I go out on
hospitality is like 10 out of 10. Like
like
I wouldn't know a guy who wouldn't want, that kind of stuff, you know?
mhm. Like, I like, how I treat my guests is one way, but I do 10 times more for, like, my partner, like, I go out of my way to make sure their needs are taken care of, like, "Did you eat today? No, I'm gonna cook you something, I'll drop it off." Like, "Have you been drinking water, taking care of yourself? Oh, you're really stressed with work? Like, let me help you with some stuff,
Yeah.
like, then we can go out, get food, make sure you're taken care of, and then continue working." Like, I I don't know. Like, it's really difficult for me to date because, like, I wanna give them everything, and I recently had this conversation with, like, a few people where, like, men look at me as a mother, and I make the
Oh,
joke where, like, I'm like, "I love men that look like they don't have a mother, that act like they don't have a mother," but it's a
yeah.
joke. I
Yeah.
actually hate when men can't take care of yourself because I'm
Yeah.
not your cha-cha, no soy tu cha-cha.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna do your laundry for you, like, put a ring on it first, maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah. Even then, don't.
Mhm. Yeah, like, we're in a new century. Like, I'm not doing all that. I don't know. Like, I've also, like a lot of people don't know this, but, like, never been on a date, so I'm
Yeah.
not really good at choosing men,
Yeah,
you know?
for
Like,
sure.
and I don't consider if I ask and I'm like, "Do you wanna hang out? Do you wanna do this?" That's not a date
Not at all.
because I didn't label it as a date. We're hanging out, and unless you call it a date or are asking me on a date that you
Yeah.
planned, it's not a date
Yeah.
because 'cause we're just hanging out and getting to know each other. What do you consider a date?
Uh, when two people just like agree to go, out or do something, spend time together that is meant to like further a relationship. That's what I
Like
would
in
call a
a
date.
romantic setting?
Yeah, in a romantic setting.
Okay.
Like,
Do you think it has to be labeled as a date, or do you think, like, it should be implied?
uh, I think you should always label because otherwise it's like if one person
Left
thinks
up
it
in the
is
air?
and then one other person doesn't. It's like, well, what the hell?
Yeah,
But as for
that's how
you,
I am.
yeah, as for you, it's like it doesn't make sense. Like, how are guys not thoughtful enough to just be like, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna hang out, and then this is what's gonna happen. Like,
Hmm.
you need, yeah, like you said, choose better men.
I am horrible at choosing men. I see I see a fucking, like, 5'10" guy, and I'm drooling and, like, thinking about him, especially if he plays Valorant. I am on my knees in a
Yeah.
fucking, like, Walmart parking lot, like,
Hmm.
crying, begging for his attention because 'cause I'm a horrible human being. Like, there's something about men who play Valorant that have me, like, in a chokehold,
Yeah.
like, in a literal chokehold. Like, that it's not a type, it's, like, a preference because I've dated men that do play Valorant. I mean, Valorant hasn't been out that long. Like,
True.
Valorant's all my personality right now too, but, um, I feel like what is my type? Wait, what's your type? Okay, so I can have a moment to think
Oh.
about my type.
Um. What is my type? I don't know. Just someone right now, especially someone who can dance. Like,
Uh-huh.
if like, because majority of the time I'm meeting people like when I go out, and I always meet
Mhm.
someone when I go out, and they have to be a dancer. But funny enough, last time I went out, not the wedding, last time I went out, um, I was talking to this cute girl who um, she wasn't like the main dancer in her group. I just liked her a lot because she had like really good fashion sense and she was pretty cute. I think fashion's like pretty big. Like if I see you
Mhm.
rocking some nice ass kicks, I'm like, What's good?
Yeah, like, what's up?
Yeah. And so I feel like that's another big thing. Just overall like knowledge of things that I like too. Like, um, if you're into like Twitch or like just the overall bigger gaming scene and like
Yeah.
a lot of like political stuff, I guess. Cause like one of the
Mhm.
last girls I talked to like that, like I didn't know like what she was affiliated with, and then
Oh, yeah.
once she was like confirmed Republican, I was like, okay, bye, deuces.
Bye,
So,
bitch. Oh, no, I could never politics are such, like, a, like, iffy thing for me because I have really, really strong beliefs, like, in high
okay.
school, like, I was such, like, a Twitter like, I'd be fighting on Twitter on
Oh, me
politics too.
too.
I was on that shit, like,
Yeah.
somebody in my school was a Republican, "What's up?" Like, "I wanna talk to you."
Mm-hmm.
Like, that kinda shit, and so, like, now I'm not, like, as into politics just because 'cause I've, like, come to realize that, like,
Yeah.
it's very emotionally draining, but having a partner with same like, if your political beliefs go against who I am as a person, like, we are not meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, you are not the person for me. I don't think I've ever dated a Republican person that was, like, at least openly, like,
Strongly. Yeah.
conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I have, it was a fucking accident and you were a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, my type, what is my type? I feel like I I like men who like me.
Okay.
Like if you are like, and I think that is my downfall in men because I mistake their obsession and lust for like
Oh,
wanting me, you know?
interesting.
Like a lot of men will go from being like super obsessed with me, like, oh, you're so perfect, like you're so sweet and adorable, and like you're just so cute. And they'll like do a a 180. They'll
Yeah.
do a whole 180 and they'll just be like, you're so
Yeah.
hot, like I can't wait to like sleep with you and like blah blah blah, like send me pictures of your body and like shit like that. And
Yeah.
it's so sad because like I tend to mistake that all the time. But
Mm.
I like men who like me. I don't have, like, a height preference. I prefer guys under, like, 5'11". Like,
Uh-huh.
I think that, like, 5'7" to, like, 5'11" are, like, the sweet spot for my height because 'cause I'm 5'4".
Yeah.
So I don't need, like, the big height difference. Like, it's nice sometimes, like, I don't mind it, like, if you're cute and you're tall, like, just gonna have to slow down when we're walking, cause like, I can't keep up.
Boop,
I
boop.
personally
Yeah.
can't keep up. Like, I'm gonna have to I mean, I already walk fucking fast, but, like, every time I've dated a really tall guy, I'm, like, fucking sprinting my ass behind you, like, down the
Yeah.
fucking sidewalk. Can't really hold hands because, like, his hand's up here, yours is, like, down
Yeah.
here, it's, like, doesn't reach. It's a
You're
little
like high
awkward
fiving him.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, like, a little awkward sometimes, but I don't I don't really mind the height.
Yeah.
How do you feel about tall fat men? Bro, weight is I literally don't care about like weight either. Like I care about my weight, but that's just because I'm self-conscious
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't judge other people. Like if you treat me nicely and you have a handsome face and like we share interests, like I
That's
don't mind. Like
yeah.
that's not a problem. Like I like something warm to cuddle in the winter and in the summer. I'm a cold person. I
Um.
get cold all the time,
Yeah.
you know? Do you think that, like, weight is, like, important for, like, girls?
No, not at all. I feel like as long as because I feel like people because when you're old because like I said to me I'm in it to get married. So to me,
Mhm.
it's like a lifelong partner. When you're old, you're not fucking smoking hot. Like that,
Mhm.
it doesn't
You
matter.
are old and wrinkly.
Yeah, like I want someone who I'm gonna be like, committed to long term because of who
Mhm.
they are, not because of these 12 years you were smoking hot. You know.
Like, RIP to the queen, but the queen's husband, what was his fucking name? I don't even remember because he's so irrelevant. I know he's a bitch.
Um,
Um, I don't remember his
Queen
name. The
Elizabeth
king.
husband
What's his name?
Philip.
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 Philip was an ugly ass bitch by the time he died.
Yes. Oh my, he was
He looked
fucking
like he was
Voldemort.
dead. Dude, he literally looked like he was dead. But you know
Insane.
what? They were probably in love. They were hitting it off in the bedroom. Like, that's love right there. Like, I want something like that, you know?
Uh, I wonder if
You're
that's
like,
true. I swear to God, he probably cheated on her like 9 times. Swear
oh,
to God.
fucking probably. I mean, royal families, all of them to fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Oh my
But
God.
that's a topic for another day,
Oh
eventually.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But like, no, I agree with that. Like, I won't look like this in like 60 years. I want somebody that's gonna like me what I look like when I'm 60 years old.
Yeah. Exactly.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's why. Yeah. I feel like it's crazy that all those guys have been like that, or like a majority that you haven't self sabotaged. You said, because like
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know, they're missing
I
out.
self-sabotage so much. Like I don't even know how to explain it sometimes. Like
That,
it's literally like I don't want to give myself to be in a happy relationship because I don't want to get cheated on again.
yeah, I was gonna say that was probably a big issue, right? Is like
Mhm.
that feeling of being cheated on, like as I've said
Yep.
too, shittiest feeling ever, and you
Literally
don't
the
want
worst
to.
fucking feeling. Like we've both been cheated on. I've been cheated on twice by two different guys. Well, one of them, my most recent ex-boyfriend. So quick little side story. He cheated on me and I broke up with him. I was like, absolutely not. That is like the most disrespectful thing you could have done to our relationship. To think that like I wasn't good enough, like the thought of that, like that I wasn't good enough, that you
Yeah,
went out and sourced out some other like girl, you talked to her, talking to other women romantically in a relationship is cheating to
awful.
begin with.
Yeah,
Yeah, to have sex with another woman, to have, like, those kinds of relations is, like, even more painful because it's like, what could I had not given you? Like, you couldn't communicate that I wasn't doing something right or, like, enough for you. Like, that is painful.
wow.
And he showed up drunk to my door crying and begging for forgiveness, and I forgave him because 'cause I'm stupid. But I did make him, like, get on his knees and, like, I was like, "Beg for me. Like, you're gonna beg if you actually want me in your life again."
Yeah,
So we dated for 2 more months, and then he cheated again, and I wanted to castrate him like a bull.
yeah,
I was so furious, I was in shock, and I was so hurt again, and, like, I'd never wanna feel like that again, personally. Like, I
yeah,
don't wanna feel like that ever again. It hurts so much.
yeah,
And so I feel like that, like, feeling, like, I don't wanna feel that ever again, and I don't wanna set myself up for that,
yeah,
and I feel like that is definitely part of the reason why I self-sabotage so many of my relationships.
yeah,
Is it just like I don't want to hurt like that? It's so difficult. And I feel like if I went out of my way to like be friends with the guy before we dated, like that might help ease that anxiety, build trust and stuff.
yeah.
But I can't date guys that I know. Like, I don't know if that's just me. Like, do you need like a friendship before you start dating?
Uh, no, but I feel like actually, like both my relationships, we started dating a week after we had like started like talking, you
Uh-huh.
know. So it was always like really really quick. So that's all I know. But at the same time, like I don't know. Like I make a lot of friendships with girls, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like after that, we it's just like always a friendship. It's never
Yeah.
developed into more. So
Like,
I I,
yeah,
I
because
kind of
like
the same. Yeah, I guess.
I don't want to ruin my friendships most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I've been in so many situations where like guy likes
Oh,
you, and then it's like, fuck, well, now it feels
weird.
awkward. Like, I've learned to just put it aside and be like, no, like, we're just gonna be friends, and I'm gonna treat you the same way that I've always treated you. If you want to treat me differently, that's on you,
Yep.
and it's whatever. Um, but I don't know. Like, I can't date guys that I'm friends with, mostly because I know how they think already, and I think that fact kind of grosses me out. I'm like, I know how my guy friends think, you know?
Uh huh.
Like, you'll hear them talk about how girls look, and you're just like, ick, ick, ick. You know?
Yeah, 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 for sure. Hear it
And
all the time.
so, yeah. Um, I don't know. I also have more fun with strangers for some reason, like, because there's not like that pre-existent anxiety of like like, you know some of my flaws already, like, you know the way that I think, and like, you can, oh, like, that's another thing. I hate when people know how I think because they can use that to manipulate
Oh.
me.
Oh.
Can't do that. Can't do it.
Gotcha,
Scare
yeah.
myself out of it. And so, I don't know. I also feel like I'm too low maintenance for a lot of guys,
Low
you know?
maintenance? How so?
Yeah. Like, I've never been on a date with any of my boyfriends because
Oh,
I
like
just don't
that.
need it. Like, I don't need dates and stuff like that. And like, I don't need you. I don't need to see you very often. Like, I don't need you to text me as soon as like I send you a text. Like, if you're busy, you're busy. Let me know. And like, I'll wait till you're free and we can
Yeah.
talk then. Like, I don't need that 24/7, like, constant communication. Like, that's just too much for me, you
Oh,
know?
okay. It's too much, yeah.
Yeah. I prefer guys that are also low maintenance, but I also like being treated with like high
Like they
maintenance.
care. Yeah, yeah, like they
Yeah,
care.
like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
care is sweet, but I don't need it. Do you think you're low maintenance or high maintenance?
I feel like I was always like higher maintenance for sure. Like especially back then, like I'm just one to like always be on my phone anyway, so like I'm just
Hmm.
texting 24/7 with you, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I'm always asking like how's your day? Like always getting to like know things and stuff and yeah, I just feel like I don't know cuz it's been so long, so I don't know how I'd be now.
Hmm.
I feel like I'd be like because now like you're an adult, right? Like more
Yeah.
of an adult, and it's like okay, well now we're dating as adults, and it's like you're not going to be free a lot of the time, so you
Yeah.
gotta learn to be live with that. So
Yeah. It's difficult because like you won't always be available. Schedules don't always match up. Like, I'm not gonna stress myself over that anymore. Like,
mhm,
I feel like in high school, I was a lot more high maintenance. Like, but at the same time, I was seeing like my boyfriend at school every day. Like, we were always near each other, classes
exactly.
together, stuff like that. Like, after school, we'd like go and we'd get like food together. He'd drop me off at home, like that kind of stuff. Like, I always saw him. But I feel like now that I'm like an adult and with like college, like a lot of my time is derived towards working and like supporting myself and school, and it's just too difficult to like have a high maintenance relationship.
Yeah, as an adult, yeah, stuff.
Hmm. Like, but at the same time, I'm fucking myself over because men, I don't think I've ever received like a gift from a boyfriend.
That's crazy.
Like, I try to think about it a lot. Like, I can't think of that. Like, not even flowers. I've never
Yeah.
romantically gotten flowers from a boyfriend. Like, it wasn't until recently that, like, a good friend, like, I was having a really shitty day, got me flowers, and I sat on my front door when I saw them, and I cried my eyes out. Like, I was like, "I don't know how to accept this because like, my love language isn't gift giving." Like,
Uh,
so it's like, whatever, usually when I don't receive gifts, like, even for birthdays, I do not care. Like,
okay.
I rather have, like, quality time with people than,
Mhm.
like, get gifts. Um, but, like, when I got flowers, I literally started bawling my eyes out. Like, I was crying. Which brings me to my next question.
Ooh.
What is your love language?
Um, what are they again? Fuck.
There is acts of service, gift giving, words of affirmation, quality time. And I know I'm missing one. Give me just 1 second.
Did you say touch?
Oh, physical touch. That's the other
Physical,
one.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, it's definitely like words of affirmation slash like time, like
Mhm.
together. Um, I don't know. Especially after the cheating thing, like it'd be nice
Oh
to just
yeah.
know, like you just, let me
Be
know that,
reaffirmed.
yeah, be reaffirmed. And
Mhm.
then I think nothing's better than quality time. Like I get like we're always busy as adults, but when you do make that time, it is special and it is something that always goes, the extra mile.
Mhm. I
What were
agree.
yours?
I am a massive like quality time. And I just might be quality time.
Yeah,
'Cause
matters a
like
lot.
I am horrible with this, but I hate being touched if I don't want to be touched.
Oh
Like
yeah.
even by my partners.
Yeah.
Um, and I hate words of affirmations because I hate compliments. I don't know how to receive them. I hate gift giving. Oh, acts of service is pretty good. It's like a 50-50. Like if I want to do acts of service for people, like I want to give you gifts. I want to give you words of affirmation. Like I want to give you everything,
Yeah.
but I hate
Yeah. That's how you
receiving
are.
stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think it was just how I was raised. Like
Mm.
my parents were we grew up poor. Like we didn't have a lot of money growing up.
Oh
And
yeah.
so like quality time was like our time to be together. It was like how we showed love to each other, watching TV shows together.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, that's how I was just raised. Like, I wasn't raised to like want gifts or like, I don't know. I feel like Latino households are super like not words of affirmation. It's always like, you did good, but you could do better.
Yeah. Always.
And it's
Literally
painful.
always.
And I feel like that's definitely disrupted the way that I like view and I present love to other people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like upbringings are definitely like
Huge
kind of
into that.
yeah, into your, like, adult love life.
Especially in a Latino household,
Mhm.
because they be on some
They
crazy
be on
shit
some shit,
sometime.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know at least for girls, like, it's hard,
Oh my
like,
god, I can't imagine.
'cause, like, I don't have any brothers, but I see how, like, my cousins with, like, brothers, like, their love languages are different.
Yeah.
Like, that older daughter, acts of affirmation, quality time, like, acts of service, sorry. Um, like, cause daughters are raised to be like a fucking mom, even if they're younger.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the
Literally.
boys are more so like gift giving and words of affirmation because they were raised to work hard, get money, and so like they don't got time to spend with you. Like they're gonna give you gifts and words because that's all they can afford at the time because they're too fucking tired after working a long ass day. You know?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Do you think that like your upbringing like skewed how you give love to people or accept love?
I feel like I was always against the grain in my family. Like,
Hmm.
except on the terms of like being like that, like, Hispanic child, that boy who
Hmm.
like all of the women in my family did like everything, and I never like thought to help at the time, but like if I could, thinking now, I would want to help as much as I could, cuz like that's just always how the grain was. And now I hate it
Hmm.
because I'm like everyone should be helping in, and instead it's the fucking
Hmm.
women of our family holding us down like by their backs, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I was raised that way, but I was always thinking of like how should this be different? So I don't know.
Hmm.
I always wanted to go against the grain.
Yeah, like I feel like you definitely compared to like some of my other guy friends, like I feel like you see so much stuff like in the view. Like if you were the fucking Latina daughter, like
Yeah,
I feel like you have like a different like point of view than like a lot of these Latino guys have. You have
yeah.
a lot more respect for women too, like a lot more.
Thanks. Yeah,
Because a lot of my Latino friends do not like.
they just I don't get how they don't see like without these women, like our families would be in complete shambles because these guys don't know how to act on their own,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's just
No, no, man.
so much. I always like a funny quote that I said when I was living in Flagstaff. Um, I wrote on the whiteboard. I'm like, Leo is 70% woman, 30% guy, and then it was like dot 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 in the head, like mentally, and then like my neighbor came down. It was like just dying at it because she's Latina and she,
Mhm.
has been raised and all that, and she's like, damn, yeah, I guess I see it, Leo.
Like I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to the original topic. Dating is so hard.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're the reason why like you're not in a relationship right now? Like do you want to be in a relationship right now?
Like, okay, so because of this topic, I thought about it, and I'm going to say from now on, I am not looking because since my last relationship, I've been looking for a relationship, and I think that
Yeah.
is my issue. I think
Mhm.
relationships mainly come when you're not looking for them,
Mhm.
and to me, I feel like from here on out, I just need to not look for it. Sorry, because it'll just come when it's time, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm going out Saturday, and usually when I go out, I'm always like, oh well, let me look for like the cutest girl or whatever, and like
Let me find
dance.
her.
But like I'm gonna go out. I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna do my thing, and then whatever happens, happens. You know.
Yeah. So you'd say that like you're the reason why you're not in a relationship right now.
Yeah. Like I feel like just always looking for it and always having that expectation of like every
Mhm.
person you possibly meet could be like a potential date
The one, yeah,
is not like a good like not the way to
outlook.
go about it. Yeah.
Especially because it brings so much like disappointment. I feel like when I'm into a guy and he's not into me, and I'm just like, I wanted it
Yeah.
to be you. I wanted it to be you so bad. Then it's so disappointing.
Yeah, for sure.
It sucks sometimes. Like, I am definitely the reason why I'm not in a relationship, but
Yeah.
not for like the same reasons. I feel like A, that self-sabotage all the time. B, I get so scared sometimes like date men because like
Never know.
I don't want to get cheated on, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
And C, I come off as such a bitchy person sometimes. A lot of people don't get my dry humor.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm also a horrible texter. I can't reply to save my life sometimes. Like, I can't reply to text. Like, I have, not even kidding. Like, I will pull
Oh,
this
how
up
many you
right
got?
now on my phone. See, right here. 400. Oh,
Holy
wait.
shit! No,
This is not going to focus.
it's
Okay, well, there's
69.
469.
Hey,
There was
cool. 69.
469 unread text messages from the past 2 months.
Oh, damn.
And it's not even like men or anything, it's just friends and
Yeah.
family. I'm a horrible replier. I can't reply to anything to save my life, even if I really like you. Because I'm a quality time person. I like spending time with people because I can talk to you in person and see your emotions. I can't read
Yeah.
emotion through text.
Gotcha.
So it's just a little difficult. I don't know. I feel like I fucked myself over.
Um, there's a new feature on the new Apple update where like
Mhm.
you can have on your lock screen like status updates that you can quickly set. Do you think you'd be good with that with someone? Or do you think even that you'd be like you'd forget?
I'd forget. I'd like look at it and I'd be like, I'll reply in a bit. Never fucking reply. That's my fucking worst habit. That's why I don't reply to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'll open it and I'll be like, fuck, I'll reply in a bit. And then like I never do. And
Oh
so the
yeah.
notification like just adds up. It's so bad. Cause like I would really like guys and then like they're just like, she's not
They
interested
haven't.
because she's not replying. It's like, no, I'm just stupid. I
And
have
like
I forget. I forget.
for me, like I get that more now. And so like I didn't get Sarah's number until like literally I went to Austin because I was like I don't need this because I know she's not a great like responder in text. So I'm just like it doesn't matter, you know, like we'll still
Mhm.
talk in chat, we'll still talk like on Discord and you know when I need to talk to her, like those are the times I'll talk to her, but otherwise, you know, like
Yeah.
some people just aren't great at communicating like that. And it's like you said, you got to have that quality time.
Mhm. Do you think you're a good communicator? Like in relationships?
Like I said earlier, like when it comes to important things, probably not, but like I'll always make myself available. Like I don't have
Mhm.
much going on, you know, for me, I feel like, so
Mhm.
it's not as easy, but or it's not as hard, but um like eventually when, you know, stuff starts to pop off, I'd probably be more like, oh, well, you know, I'll talk to you tonight, I'll call you
Mhm.
if we don't see each other, etc. Like I feel like I always want to make myself as available as I can to the person.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a shit communicator. Like with the small stuff and the big stuff, I with
Yeah.
like that fucking Steve Lacy song, I bite my fucking tongue. I bite my tongue when stuff pisses me off. Like I just pretend it's not, and I let it just like sit on my shoulders for weeks and like hurt my feelings over it because I don't like confrontation. And
Yeah, same.
so I'm really bad with like just communicating overall. That's definitely a red flag. That
Oh,
has got to be a red flag. Yeah. I don't know. Apart from that, I think I'm a great partner. Like I just
sounds great, yeah.
yeah. Like yeah, I'm not that much of a shit person. I treat my partner with respect and love and care. How they treat me does not matter to me.
Cuz like
As long as they
to
like me.
to me it just feels like, well, I know you said how like the stranger thing, you like that, but like if one person just knew like these couple things about you and they're like, no, I'm not gonna let you self-sabotage this, like I feel like you'd be in a happy relationship at some point by now, you know?
Probably. But I feel bad telling them that like, hey, at any moment I'm gonna self-sabotage. And there's a point where I'm just gonna be like, maybe I don't want to date you. Like I feel bad saying that, but honestly, if they were like, no, you're not doing that, like let's go out next weekend or let's go out tomorrow night, let's go get dinner. I'd be like,
Exactly.
yeah, of course. Yeah. What time do you want to pick me up?
Exactly. Like I feel like you're just that one step away from like
Mhm.
finding that
From
happiness.
my happy ever after.
Yeah. Hopefully,
I
cuz like yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Cheers to that. All right. Are ready for our Jam That Jam segment?
Yeah, it's time for Jam That Jam, and then
Alrighty.
um let me link mine real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um so I didn't listen to like any new music this week cuz I felt like kind of busy with all the wedding stuff. Like every day after work I had to do something for the wedding to get
Mm-hmm.
ready for it. So, it was the 16th of September, and this song by Kygo and Sasha Alex Sloan called "I'll Wait" is it has a lyric where it says 16th of September, lying in my bed, I'll wait, like just talking about waiting for this person who they'll, get back to some point, couple
Mm-hmm.
thousand miles is just a little space. I'll wait, like I don't know. I just resonated with the 16th of September. It's a pretty sad
Yeah.
song, but I love Kygo, so that was my jam that jam this week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what did you listen to? What was your new?
Let
What was your
me
bop of
link
the
it
week?
real quick in chat. Here we go. So this song literally has me crying every time I listen to it. It's called "Let You Break My Heart Again" by Laufey and the Philharmonia Orchestra. I can't pronounce it.
Me neither.
But there's this lyric in it, and it's like the chorus of the song, and it's like, "One day I will stop falling in love with you. Someday someone will like me like I like you." And then she's like, "Until then, I'll drink my coffee, eat my
Coffee,
pride, pretend that we are more than friends. Then,
and
of
of
course, I'll
course
let
I'll
you break
break
my
my
heart
heart
again."
again.
And
Damn.
that song, I heard it for the first time, and I was like, "Oh my god, that I just got added like a bitch."
Damn.
I was like, "God damn." And so that is my gem that gem this week. I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
And I definitely did not forget what it was. Give me just 1 second to rephrase it in my head. Oh, so you know how there's like that big joke that you can't close?
Yeah.
Why do you think you can't close?
I
That's
think
my
it
final question.
I think it just goes back to the whole like clinginess. I feel like that's just not something like people are like as attracted to, and it's something that I have kept on doing. Like, I went to Mexico and I met this girl at the pool, and she was really, really cute, and um, we just vibed really, really well. She
Mhm.
kissed me on the cheek, and then, like, from there, the crazy thing, her dad told her to kiss me on the cheek, and we like,
Wingman of the year.
yeah, and then from just there, I was like, we were supposed to go dancing. We didn't go dancing. I was
Mhm.
like messaging her like, "Where are you guys?" And then we went out to the beach at like midnight and just like drank a bit more with her cousins and her family. And I was just like there, like next to her, like the whole time, like just talking. Like I didn't. Again, I'm a bitch. I don't make any first moves ever. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like, what am I doing? And then yeah, I just didn't do anything, so it just didn't close, and I was just there next to her the whole time. I don't know. I
Oh.
feel like it's always been like that almost,
Mhm.
with women, and I don't know. I
Do
need
you regret
to
it?
like regret like
Regret not like making your final move and securing it?
yeah, cuz like thinking back and I'm like everything, all the signs were there, like
Mhm.
her
Should have
aunt
just gone for it.
her aunt was like, "Oh, he's such a great guy, like I wish, like I don't know. Everyone was just hyping me up, and then
Mhm.
she kissed me on the cheek and all these other great things, and it's just like, oh, well,
What could have been.
yeah.
And with that, I think we close it on out.
I
Cheers to the undateable
yes,
and the possibly dateable.
yes. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Actually, I have one more thing. Actually,
Oh.
little quick updates to the pod. So have been people have been clamoring. It's called To Kill Myself. When are you guys gonna drink tequila? I think I think 4 times a year we get fucked up, and we actually drink tequila and we do a pod. It doesn't have to be in the next, whatever weeks, but
Mhm.
I think 4 times a year we do
What if we
tequila
do it once a
episodes.
month? I'm down
Okay,
for once a month.
once a month. I'm rolling up Wednesday, fun day Tuesday, out of my mind, just hungover Wednesday. I'm okay. I'm down.
All
Let's
right.
roll.
I'm
And
down.
and also, I think we should do a couple IRL episodes a year. So,
I'm down.
thanks to the wonderful contribution by Matrix Watrix, it looks like it might happen.
Soon.
Yeah, November 1st, I think is the date. It might happen IRL To Kill Myself
I have to kill
episode,
myself.
and that would be a good time. So we'll talk about that, but it
Hmm.
looks pretty promising. Once a month, we're gonna drink some tequila. I gotta buy a bottle, I guess.
Yep. That doesn't mean we're drinking the whole thing. We're getting a little
Oh
fucked
no,
up. But I
yeah,
will not be on my floor throwing up. That I
no,
do not. I
please,
We're gonna drink to get a little comfy, but that's about
yeah.
it.
She's gonna be punching the bear in the back by the end of the episode.
Fuck up my bear. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Barry's cousin. We need to name it.
That's true. Now we need to name, yeah, the bear.
Hmm.
We'll
What do
get
we
there.
name it? We'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
Next pod. Next pod. We'll name it.
Yep. Episode
Ready?
4.
Conclusion to episode 3. Thank you for listening. It's always fun as always.
Always pleasure. Uh Episode 4, we'll do the little preview for next week. We're we're either running back the potential Sarah episode,
Hmm.
or it is time for
The
this
Excel
Excel
sheet.
sheet.
Got
So
a
look
little bit of
forward to
muscle.
that.
I
I'm
have
going
no
to the gym
muscle.
soon. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll
Hmm.
see us in 3 months. And with
Alrighty.
that, yeah, take
Peace
care, everyone.
out.
Bye. Okay, how do I mute this? I need to raid someone.
Um.